I'm Tommy D from the KnicksBlog.com. Welcome to another edition of TKB TV on this Tuesday. Joining me to talk about a lot of X's and O's. You've seen him on the site. You've seen his work. He does a great job. He's Dalen Cuff. Dalen, nice to see you again.
Always a pleasure, Tommy.
So let's talk about what wasn't a pleasure was the fourth quarter of the Knicks Heat game, right? And I got into several discussions on Twitter about ball movement and you got to move the ball, and then a lot of stuff really kind of demeaning Carmelo Anthony's effort because it seemed that it turned into too much of his own show. My thing is the Heat did a great job defending the perimeter. Yep. They don't have guys who can knock down shots. Baron Davis for sure. Shumpert is a rookie and has struggled. Landry Fields certainly cannot. If the Heat defend the perimeter, in fact, if any team defends the perimeter against the Knicks, they're going to really struggle moving forward.
Yeah, they are. And it's more than just them defending the perimeter, to be honest. It's the guy that's matched up against Melo. And LeBron James is the biggest physical freak we've ever seen since Will Chamberlain in basketball. So the things he can do on guys, you're not able to perform at the same level. We saw what Melo did to Battier for about 2.5 quarters. LeBron played a little bit on him. But in the fourth, it was pretty much all LeBron all the time. And Melo had to settle for jump shots. He wasn't able to get past LeBron. He wasn't able to get into his body because he's such a freak. And then it belabors the point, who else is going to step up and make plays? And he couldn't even draw a lot of doubles because LeBron's one of the few guys in the league that can match up with Melo one-on-one and make it tough for him. And it was frustrating for us to watch. But at the same time, Melo, what else is he going to do right now? He's playing well. He's shooting over 50% last 7 games, averaging 33 points a game. He's a superstar. And he starts saying, hey, if you guys aren't going to step up and make shots, I'm taking this, whether it's LeBron James or not. Unfortunately, he made him for most of the game, but not in the fourth quarter when the game was on the line.
I understand the point of that you have to have faith in your teammates, but when you have Davis, Shumpert, and Fields combining for 4 of 18, a difficult shot from Carmelo is probably a higher percentage shot than passing it out to those guys. But you've played, obviously you played at a very high level. When you had a very strong post player, you have to play on a string with them. You have to understand that when they get a double team thrown at him, then you've got to find your spot. You have to find your ability. If somebody then closes out on you and you know you have a guy to kick to that can't shoot, that really messes up a team's rhythm. Talk a little bit about, in the half court when defenses rotate and you have weak links who can't make jump shots.
Well, to start, first of all, I loved it when you had a great post player. And I had the opportunity at Columbia to play with a guy named John Bauman, who was first team All-Metro, I think, for 3 years of his career, was just a great big man inside, 6'9" guy. Again, at that mid to low Division I level, that's a big-time guy with a 250 frame. You dump it down to Johnny, and now you know, okay, they're going to double down, and he's going to kick it right back out, and I'm shooting. Teams then scout that. They're obviously not going to, as a shooter myself, they wouldn't leave me that right away. They would double somewhere else. So in that regards, if we pass it into him, sometimes you post screen for that guy. On the other wing player, create some confusion possibly. They switch, they don't switch. Maybe I can slip down the lane, catch the ball, and finish. If I'm on the weak side, it's almost even better because the double's going to come from somebody, and maybe my man on the weak side, and he can skip it across, and I'm wide open. And then the control is now in your hands. I'm either taking the shot if my feet are set and I'm ready, or that guy's on a dead closeout, shot fake, blow by. Now I'm in the lane looking to create. And I think what we're not seeing with the Knicks right now is when they have the open shots, guys aren't really making them. Nobody in April, nobody else gives good minutes. It's above 43% from the field right now. So nobody's knocking down shots at a decent clip, not even Novak. So that belabors, it comes back to the point of, okay, if you catch it, okay, who's getting in the lane and now creating? Nobody's doing that now either. So it's a lot of pressure on Melo to make that decision. Do I pass out if I don't trust my teammates, if they're not making the plays, or I take a tough shot? As a guy, I'm always about ball movement. I'd rather see guys play as a team. But it's tough to continue to push that agenda when it just doesn't seem to be bearing out in the big times.
Ball movement is stemmed from guys reacting, the defense reacting. If Melo doesn't get doubled, but he passes, and you have a guy, say Fields, who the defense isn't going to try to contest and take the shot, he won't take the shot. He'll pass it to J.R. Smith, who will force a shot. But my thing is, if they start making a couple shots, or if they have a guy who's making shots, for example, Novak, Miami will close out very, very hard on him and make him do what? Put the ball on the ground, and he can't get to the basket. He can't get to the lane. If you have a guy like J.R. Smith and they close out, he can actually get in the lane and create plays, and that's where the defense has to react, and that's where you get the ball movement. But it all stems from the fact that if the guys aren't making three-pointers and the defense is guarding the perimeter, the Knicks are always going to have a hard time because they just don't have knockdown shooters.
Yeah, they don't have knockdown shooters. I think from the season they're shooting about 33% from the three-point line, which is just below average. one of the lower teams in the league, but they take a lot of threes, as we've talked about, because they do play a lot off Melo, and he creates openings for guys. Guys aren't stepping up and making them, and that's where it becomes a matter of how do you adjust? Who's going to step up and either start to knock down shots? Novak, I'm fine with him taking a contested jumper. The guy's 46% on the season from the three-point line. That's fantastic at the NBA level. Go ahead if you're contested. Other than him, to your point, J.R. Smith, go out and try to create maybe a little bit more. Baron Davis, you're only getting under 4 assists a game.
Shumpert, great athlete.
Shumpert, great athlete, getting a lane. So they have guys that need to sometimes give up good shots to get great shots. When that first kick comes, don't always look to shoot that. Get in the lane, try to draw something, kick it again. Give up a good one to get a great one. We don't see that a lot. And even when they do see it, to your point, the guys aren't making the great shots either. So it's a little bit frustrating because Melo's got a lot on his shoulders right now, and he's doing as much as he can. But other guys aren't really stepping up and supporting, particularly in the last 7 games, really.
Definitely something to keep an eye on as the season wraps up and as we move forward towards the playoffs. Look forward to having you back and talking more X's and O's.
Absolutely. Amari coming back, it's going to be a little bit different scenario. We'll see, but I'm excited.
Looking forward to talking about Amari coming back. Thanks as always, Dalen.
Thanks, man.
And remember to get all your information on the Knicks and a little NBA. Check out the knicksblog.com, part of the SNY.TV blog network. I'm Tommy D. We'll see you next time.